In this video, we will look at how you can use the Bookings app on Office 365 to set up an appointment scheduler. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, an appointment scheduler allows you to set up a way for your audience to schedule appointments with you. For example, as a teacher, you might want to give your parents a way to sign up for parent-teacher conferences. Well, they can do all of this online on your booking site without having to send emails back and forth or make phone calls. All right, so here's how you utilize the app. So first, you're going to go to office.com. On the web, you're going to sign in, and you're going to get yourself to Office 365. Here, you're going to look for the Bookings app, which you might find in the app switcher or the waffle icon. If you don't see it in here, just go ahead and click on All Apps so you can browse all of the Office 365 apps. You can also see this from the home page. There's an icon down in the corner, and you'll see it's labeled All Apps. All right, and when you click that, you're going to see a list of all the apps in Office 365. You're just going to want to scroll down until you find Bookings. Okay, click on Bookings to open the app. All right, so here we are. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by setting up the business information. You'll find that's at the bottom. So we're actually going to start here, and we're going to kind of work ourselves up this list. So I'll click on Business Information. And here it asks for a business name. You can call this whatever you'd like. It might be something simple, like I did here. I called it Meet with Brian Dvorak. So I kept it really simple. This is just my personal calendar for booking appointments with me. All right, and then for the business address, you likely aren't going to have a physical address, but you could put your school address there. Because my appointments are all on Microsoft Teams as online meetings, I put Microsoft Teams as my address. All right, and then send customer replies. You want to make sure that's your email because you want to see the emails that come from your parents or your audience when they reply to your notifications. The website is optional. You don't have to include a website, but you could probably, if you'd like, you could put your school website there. All right, and then we're going to go. The next important piece here is the business hours, because this is going to specify which days and between which times you're going to allow people to schedule appointments. And so if you'd like to remove a day, you're going to click the X off to the right, and that will remove that day if you don't want Tuesday to be a day where folks can book appointments. So you can add or remove days that way. And then for each day, you can set your start time and you can set your end time for each day. So you can see on here what I've set up is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Between 2 and 4 are the windows of time that folks can schedule appointments with me. Okay, so when you're done with that, you're going to click on Save to save your changes. Next, we're going to go to Services. Now, Services is where you're going to set up a little bit more details about what services you're providing and how they are going to book those appointments. So you should have one service already. I've already set up a service. If you don't have anything there, just go ahead and click Add Service up at the top. I'll click into this one so we can see how I set this up. All right, so information about the service. So what is it? And you can have multiple services, by the way, so you can use this throughout the year for different purposes. So in this case, you might be writing Parent-Teacher Conference. That might be the name of your service. Just think of it as the topic. For me, I put office hours. Then you can have a description of what is happening, and, for that topic, if you want to provide more detail, but that's optional. Then we're going to scroll down, and default location, again, since I'm doing online meetings through Microsoft Teams, I put Microsoft Teams as the default location. And then there's a toggle switch here to go ahead and turn on online meeting. And what this does is it will activate a Teams meeting link for each appointment that gets scheduled. Because keep in mind, when folks book an appointment with you, they're going to be sent an email with a link to the meeting invite. Under that, we have the default duration. So for me, I do 20-minute duration appointments. You can adjust this to whatever your needs are. If you're doing 30 minutes or up to an hour, or however you want to customize it, you can set an hour here. So set your default duration for each appointment. You can also set a buffer time for your between bookings. So let's say you wanted at least 5 minutes between each booking. You could actually set that up so that there isn't a bunch of, so you don't have a bunch of back-to-back meetings. In this case, I'm okay with back-to-back because I'm doing it all online. So I'm going to go ahead and I leave that off. Here we have let customers manage their appointment. So what that means is, let's say a parent schedules an appointment with you, but then they realize they need to change the time. They can go back to your booking site and actually change the time themselves. They can even cancel their appointment if they'd like. So that's convenient. I turned that on so that they could go ahead and adjust their appointments. Okay, so then default price is going to be free because we're not actually providing a service that they pay for. Then the next important pieces are down here. You have reminders and confirmations. So the first one is the confirmation. So when does that come out? That can come out a day ahead of time, and you can customize the message here by clicking edit, and you can type in any message you want. I put, thanks for scheduling time with me. I look forward to seeing you, Brian. The next one is a reminder. And so here you might, you're going to say, hey, your appointment with Brian is just 1 hour away. So what I did was I set this reminder to come out 1 hour before the appointment, and I sent it to all attendees, which means it goes to the customer and it goes to me. So we both get that reminder. All right. And then you also have additional information for the confirmation email. So you can add more text here in your confirmation with, you can modify and format your fonts there if you'd like as well. All right, and then that's pretty much it on this piece. Let's see what we have down here. So we have the availability. So the availability down here, this is an important piece, but this will basically, you can see what it's done is it's pulled from what the business hours, the business information that I scheduled is already there. So that's pulled in to show my availability. And so same as the others, we're going to click save up here at the top to save all that information. Now, the next piece is the bookings page, and this is where you just do some design on your booking page. So we'll click onto this, and what we're going to see is, okay, so booking page access control. Require a Microsoft 365 or Office 365 account from my organization. This, if you're interacting with parents, I would recommend unchecking this. That way they can book with you without having to sign in with a Microsoft account. Now they could sign in with their student's account and do it that way, but if you go ahead and uncheck that, then they won't even have to worry about that. I have mine checked because I have only staff who are booking appointments with me. The next one is disable direct search engine indexing. You'll probably want to check this as well, so it's not just something that's searchable on the web that you want to make available to the world, right? You got a more narrow audience. Come down here to your scheduling policy. So time increments, show available times in increments of, and I put 20 minutes because again, I'm doing 20-minute appointments back to back. So every 20 minutes, they will be shown a time slot that they can click on and sign up for if they're available. Minimum lead time for bookings and cancellations in hours. So I said I'm allowing up to 1 hour prior to that time that people can go ahead and book. If you want that to be, that could be a whole day out. So if you wanted to put 24 hours, it could be a day prior. And then there's maximum lead time, so number of days in advance that a booking can be made. So this is basically your window of time prior to that time slot that your audience can book the appointments. So I put 30 days out so they could schedule up to a month out if they'd wanted to. All right, and then you have some email notification options there. And then we have availability again. If you'd like to adjust your availability of when the windows of times for the appointments, you can do that. And then you have your customize your page. This is where you can dig into the color themes and get customized there. And so when you're happy with that, you're going to scroll up to the top and you're going to go ahead and click Save and Publish. This will make it available on the web. And then we're going to see right here at the top of this page, you have the link to your bookings page. And so you can copy this link and you can share it with your parents through whatever your communications channels are and get that link out to your parents so they can book those appointments. And then right here, you can click Open Published Page and take a look at it. So let's see what this one looks like. We will go to the page and we see here that we've got a nice heading at the top. We know the topic is office hours. They're 20 minutes and it's free, doesn't cost anything. Wow, what a bonus. Then we have down here the calendar. So as you can see, only the Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are active. These are the active days when they can book. And so then when they click on a day, they're going to see off to the right the time slots that are available to register for. So they can click on a day, they can then click on the block of time, and then they scroll down further to add details. So they would add their name, their email address, and then over here, they could provide more notes about anything they'd like to add, and then they simply click on book. And you will get an email notification that that person has booked an appointment with you. They will also get an email notification with a link to the meeting. All right, and then going back here to our settings, you can also update your image. You can see I've already uploaded mine, but I can click on there to upload a new image if you'd like to put your own picture there, and then you can save that. So the other thing we have off to the left is the staff link, but you will not be using this staff link unless you're adding other staff who would manage your bookings. So here in the customer's view, this is going to show you all of the people who have booked appointments with you. And really this is just a way of collecting a contact list of the people that you have connected with. And then the other thing we didn't look at here is calendar. So here in the calendar view, you're actually going to see your calendar, all right? But you're also going to see the days and the appointments that were scheduled. So if I go here into next week, I should be able to find a scheduled booking. Here we go, office hours with Brian. Microsoft Teams, Gina Perez. So Gina has scheduled time with me here at 2 o'clock on October 13th. And so really this is pulling in your calendar because these appointments also show up on your Outlook calendar. All right, and so that is pretty much all we need to know to get started with using bookings and setting up that capability of scheduling appointments.